In CIST 2510, Chapter 5, we'll talk about website design basics. When you develop a website, you need the answer to these three very important questions. What is the purpose of your website? Who is the audience of the website? And how do the people get there? So when you ask about what the purpose of the site is the site set up to sell or support products? Will you need a shopping cart or a database? Do you accept credit card? Is it for entertainment? So this type of information, by knowing this, will let you know what type of site you need to develop, and also what type of technologies you'll need to incorporate into your site. Now, by knowing your audience, this lets you know what type the overall design should be, and the functionality of your site. So for example, if you're designing for children, you would want to design something that with a lot of bright colors, some animation, whereas if you're designing for older people, it may be something where you have larger font sizes. So by knowing your audience, you'll know how what your overall design of your website site should look like. Then you have to ask, how do people get there? How are they accessing your site? Are they accessing it through a computer, a desktop, a laptop, cell phone? Are they using internet, wireless, or dial-up services? And then what type of browser are they most likely to use? What is the size and resolution of the display? Now, to find these informations, it does take a lot of work. You can, if you're hosting your site, you can use Google Analytics for this. You can also use statistics that can be found on the internet. W3 Schools, for example, has some of these statistics listed. For example, the most popular browsers, they have it broke down by month. We see that Chrome currently has 79.9% as of May 2022 versus the rest of the browsers. You can also get the information what operating system is being used. You see most people are still using Windows 10. And then the screen resolution statistics as well. As you can see what people are using when they access websites. Now, one thing you can do to design your website, I always recommend starting off by creating a wireframe. And you can do this by creating your thumbnails of how your site's going to lay out to start with. Now, these let you lay out your basic navigations. As you see on the screen here that we have our home page. We have navigations that'll take us to our tours page, our cruises page, events, and everything else that we'll be developing. This allows you to get a quick overview of the pages you'll need. Now, this is not the layout of each individual page, just the overall design of the site. When we start talking about the actual design of the pages, this is where we'll create a wireframe. Now, wireframes can be done through Adobe Photoshop. You can create wireframes in Microsoft Word, any type of drawing program. You could get a pencil and paper and draw your wireframes. We see here that we got 3 different wireframes. This is how our pages will look while it's on a desktop, a tablet, and finally a smartphone. Now, what this allows us to do, allows us to quickly sketch out the layout without having to go through and write all the code. Okay, so we're looking strictly at the design at this point. Now, when we get through our wireframes and we got to our final design, in here you should identify all the components that you want to include in your site, such as the logo, you can put the colors, the contents, dimensions. You can lay all this out, and it helps you when you go to actually write your code because you do have a blueprint to follow at this point.